What's up, guys? We're gonna roll beats. So I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make some complex piano melodies. If you guys have been told about radio term songs, do so because it's a lot. Let's hop right into it. So my BPM is 170. Doesn't matter too much, but if you want to follow along, 170 it is. And let's just grab in a scale so we go ahead and get started. So let's do a G sharp minor, just because it's a common scale. And if we need to transpose, we can. So let's go ahead and get started with our chords. All right, so this is the piano that we're going to be using. Okay, and I just put the tonal shift to the right so it's a little bit darker. So what I want to do is just make the chords first, and the easiest way to do that is just to start with the first chord. So we're in a G sharp minor, so our first chord will be a G sharp minor. So we can take this, skip this note, place, skip this note, place, probably even go one more. Okay, and then from here we need a bass line so we can have a chord progression. So what we want to do is kind of shift some of these notes down. We could probably just do this, right? And then you could just kind of figure out where you want to put in order these notes. So we could probably put this B here, and we could probably slide that. Try that. Okay, I like that one. And of course you will need to make changes, of course, just because you got to shape it to the bass line that you like, right? So this is our bass line here, and then from here we could just kind of make these into chords. And well, actually I'm gonna just do it here. So we could just make our chord like this, and what I would do is take the middle note and pull it up so it's open like that, and you can just do that through the whole thing. Okay. All right, so get that note place, get that note place. All right, and then what I like to do is take this, and they can pull these down one octave and the whole thing. Okay, and it's as simple as that. So what we're gonna do next is add a little, some variation, some other notes, stuff like that to make this a melody. Okay, so I just loaded up another piano so we could actually be able to change the color of the notes. And we'll switch back once we're done. So what I would do if you're at this point and you're like, man, I don't know where to start, what I like to do is kind of add some notes to the bass. So I just want to add some notes that connect them. So it could be, this is really easy. You could just kind of do something like that. Right, and just add what you need, and this will kind of, it's like a spark to kind of create a melody, right? And then from here, what you can do is just add in your roots. So a start root and an end root, and this is just so you have a start and an end point. So this is just following the rules so like you can resolve the melody. So kind of put it over here so it's your start and your end. Oops. Right, and then typically a melody will kind of go up and then it will come back down. Right, and it will do that each bar usually, right? Not all the time, but this is like a formula you can follow. So let's go ahead and make ours real quick. So I'm gonna zoom in best I can. Let's see. And then we can add notes in between, like in these little spots here. And let's skip this, use this F. I want this to flow over. All right, so we could flam with this. And let's copy this over. Okay, I like that. Oops. And then let's see. I like this combo right here, so I'm gonna use this. Okay, let's see if it loops. Let's go. Okay, I like that. So we're gonna keep this, and I'm gonna switch this back to the old piano so that we can continue and add our variation. All right, so all we need to do now is just add a variation. So we are on the second side and back to our original piano. Sounds a lot better. So what we're gonna do now, I'm just kind of pull some of these notes out. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do that. I might fast forward this part. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled some of these out. This is what it sounds like. All right, so now we can add our variation, and this is the fun part. So we can go up and you can kind of choose any note that you want. We could take this note and pull it up an octave, right? And then we can kind of trickle it down, right? Kind of blend it in. So let's do that. Probably turn these up a bit. Okay, I like that. I think that sounds good. So our main melody is done. We go ahead and just copy this here, and then we can work on our synth. All right, so now we're going to be using Electra X for the synth. Okay, and I'm gonna try to keep this fairly simple. So I'm gonna just copy the chords, the original chords, and then paste them here. And I'm gonna mute this piano just so it's not in the way. Pull this up an octave, and then from here we can just kind of play around with this. Let's add and then we could just add some notes. Let's see, so if we were to, let's add our roots. Let's keep the same like rules. Let's pull that back in. And then we can add something at the end. Let's take this C, pull it over, and then we can start something here. Let's do like a little. Oh yeah, we could just end on the G. Let's make sure this is on beat. Okay, I like that. I think that sounds really good. And I just want to check and see if this sounds. Nah, I like it higher. We can add effects later. So let's move on to our next sound, which is the vocal. All right, next up we have arcade for our vocals, and this is pretty easy. I went ahead and just put it on G sharp minor, and with this bank here, it's pretty easy. You can just kind of press anything. So I'm gonna just go through and try to figure out something that I like. I might fast forward a little bit because I might just click around, but we'll see. All right, so I actually really like this one, so I'm gonna play it for you so you can kind of hear the whole thing. All right, and that should sound good when we add effects. So let's go ahead and move on to our bass. All right, so this is the bass we're using. So this should be pretty easy. We can just go in here and just take the basic ones, just copy them over. All right, so that is our bass, and we can kind of use this as a guide for our 808. But what I want to do now is add some effects, and then I'll come back and show you what I added. I'm gonna try not to add too much, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we're gonna go over some effects real quick. So for the dark panel, I panned it to the left, cut some lows, and I panned the bright panel to the right, and panned some of the lows out just so they mix better. And then the only effects I actually added were on the vocal and the synth. So for the vocal, that's what I have: just EQ, thermal, vocal swirl, and vocals, and I believe portal, another vocal. Yeah, so we got these, and I should favorite these so I don't have to keep clicking. And then the chorus to widen it. So I use the chorus to widen it a bit, and all the rest of these is just for ambience. So I'll play it. Okay, and then over here, portal, this is a personal preset. So all of portal is usually just like ambience. And then I added sleep cycle, should favorite that too. And then another chorus. I thought this chorus sounded good, so I just added one here. So this will sound like. Okay. And then on the master, I have pretty much this is pretty much just a soft clipper. And this is the default. I didn't change anything. I just added this so it doesn't peak. And then I added an EQ, so I just played it. Turn it on. Turn this off. And I just kind of took out frequencies I didn't like by pulling it up and then pulling it down. Okay. And then I added a shaper box just to kind of see what it would sound like if we just did some crazy stuff. So I pretty much just did halftime and then selected a mid frequency. Right, it'll just do something different, and I like the way that sounded, so I might put these in a bus and do that just so it doesn't mess with the drums. So speaking of drums, let's go ahead and throw down some drums for the outro beat. All right, so now I just want to add some drums for the outro beat. So I'm gonna try to keep this simple, try to at least make it sound good. So we can copy this bass, and then probably should mute the bass. And then add our kick. Okay. right, I'm gonna just keep it there, keep it real simple. This is just for an outro beat, so I'm gonna play everything all together. And then we can go here. Well, let me see. Yeah, I'll mess around with that later. So let's just play the whole thing. All right, and that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.